Okay. All right. Okay. Eye in the sky.
Contact is the secret, is the moment when everything happens. Contact is the answer, is the reason that everything happens. Contact.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Wow. Beautiful.
Contact. Do you know why I played that? Do you know why I played that?
I'm trying to get the joke and I can't.
3, 2, 1. Contact. It's episode 321 of the Confederacy of Dunks.
Oh my God! Thank you. That's incredible.
There we go. You're not keeping count at home?
Yeah. I think anyone that heard that's not me immediately was like, I got it. This rocks.
100%. I understand it. Yeah.
Who sings that song?
The people who sang the theme song of 321 Contact, the show from the 80s. I don't know. It's not like a band or anything.
Okay. Wow. I didn't
It's
even
just
know
a theme song from an old show. It was even before my time. I just know that it was like a popular theme song, in the 80s. Like people really loved it, but I was even too young to really get it.
Well, anyone that is anywhere close to Gen Z is immediately pieced out of this podcast.
Peace out. You're gone. Honestly, I'm surprised you're listening. I'll be honest.
If you're 80 or 90,
no, Chelsea, no, Chelsea, no,
yeah,
go.
Chelsea's out. Okay, yeah, we are the Confederacy of Dunks basketball podcast on Raptors Republic. I am Freddie Rivas. This is Andy Hull. And we got Chelsea Leite from Raptors HQ, Winsider. A bunch of other WNBA related cool stuff. I guess I should say, what's the Raptors HQ title? Is it managing editor?
Editor-in-chief, managing editor, boss, lady.
Boss lady.
Whatever you want.
It's and also an incredible comedian, amazing improviser. This is like the perfect everything for this show. So, Chelsea, thanks for joining.
Of course, anytime.
And any comments on the 321 Contact song?
I have absolutely no idea what you are talking about.
You're like, my dad doesn't even know that song.
Yeah, no, my parents are not TV people. So anytime there's a full TV, and mind you, I went to TV school, so the fact that I even don't know it is very telling.
I never ever want to hear it described as anything other than TV school.
Yeah.
What do you mean, actually?
Yeah.
Wait, did you go to school to learn how to be on TV?
No, I did
TV
writing.
TV writing. That was my next guest. It was like, okay.
TV writing at Humber.
Writing school. Yeah,
TV
okay,
writing.
there you go. Yeah.
The program is literally called TV Writing and Producing. So I just say that I went to TV school.
You went to TV school. Yeah, for sure.
I went to Humber College, Humber Comedy Program. Disaster of a program. Don't worry about it. And there was like the police program there. Yeah. And not even as a joke. Anytime I ran into like a police person, my first thought would be like that. I just couldn't get out of my brain. I would always call it Police Academy. And immediately they'd be like, ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm so sorry. And it's like everyone thought it was a bit, but I always was like genuinely we're calling it Police Academy. And they're like, it's Police Foundations. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but Academy's not that different. And
well, also, it probably didn't help that you would go up to them, say that, and then like make so many sound effects with your mouth. You know,
and
you were
sure. Yeah.
You were doing all the sound effects, like the guy from Police Academy, like making fun of it.
They'd be like, these comedy kids. Ugh.
Yeah, and then I mean, I would also be like, so do you know any other narcs? And like that was bad too. So.
Oh yeah, they really took you out.
Yeah, it cuffed me and beat the shit out of me.
My wife went to Humber College, also comedy program. Represent.
Wow. Look at all of us just repping Humber College.
We're doing it.
I won't. I don't.
Good.
I didn't go.
Yeah, good for you.
I simply won't.
Yeah, I hope you don't.
I still give them money every month.
Oh my God.
Wait. Who do you give money?
Well, I guess technically to OSAP, which I mean.
Oh, okay. You're paying off your student loan. Yeah. That's different.
Forgive student loans.
Yeah, right. How dare you?
Hey, or if you're like my buddy Gary, just don't pay them ever, and then they go away.
Yeah. Defer those loans. Throw them off the DVP.
Eventually, they just go, this guy's never paying this. Let's stop. We're wasting more money calling him every day. You know.
Yeah, Chelsea gamed the system. Okay.
Chelsea, get in there. Don't pay your student loans.
NBA playoffs.
Good advice. Yes.
Let's do this.
NBA playoffs.
Let's go.
Question number 1, Chelsea.
Yeah.
What's been the best moment of the playoffs so far? in your eyes?
Oh man, I'm like really enjoying seeing OG Anunoby on the Knicks.
Yeah.
I've always been an OG Anunoby truther. And in the last game, despite the fact that the Knicks lost, and I was very upset about that, hashtag Bing Bong, I liked when OG Anunoby had that, like, he had a three, and then like next possession had a three, and then like also had a dunk, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
OG Anunoby has been the sleeper person of this Knicks team, and I'm like, yeah, get it, OG. So I've just really enjoyed watching like the former Raptors thrive in their roles because kind of like, told you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, you go first, Andy.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, no, I agree. Vindicating, very vindicating to see our former like mainstay Raptors who we knew were so good, and then the whole league didn't know, the league didn't even get to see OG when we won the championship that year, right?
True.
Like that's when a lot of people found out, oh, hey, Siakam's good, and all this, right? Van Vliet, hey, he's really good, but they never got to do that with OG, and now they finally are getting to see it, and it's nice. I love it too.
Yeah, I think if you weren't closely following the Raptors, you might have wondered why we weren't selling low on these guys for years, and why the whole league wanted them for years, right? So anyone that is like a big Raptors fan is absolutely not surprised to see OG and Pascal killing it. And but it is nice, they are awesome guys, deserving of this big moment. That OG block on Embiid was nice too.
Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah.
And yeah, for him to be in MSG and killing it, I mean, for sure there's some like pain there, but like I think, for the most part, it's just awesome.
Yeah, it's like sad, but like not sad in like an angry way, because obviously there was no bad blood when all of that happened. So you're just happy that they're thriving, but like sad for us that it's not for Toronto.
Yeah, 100%. Andy, do you got a moment?
Ooh, I've been loving the playoffs. I really have been. I've been trying to watch as much as I can. Catching a lot of the West Coast games lately.
Right. So it's not like Bulls Atlanta playing, or
I didn't really catch any of that. I have been the East Coast. One that I have seen the most of, oddly enough, is the Bucks Pacers series, which I ended up catching a lot of, which has been interesting and fun. But as far as moments go, I think if I had to pick like a singular like play moment, DiVincenzo's three.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was great.
That was great.
Just a magical moment for New York. The crowd just going absolutely bonkers. Missing the first one, getting it back, just ice cold, doesn't care.
That was
just
like
going
feverish.
For it. I loved it.
Yeah.
I watched it replay so many times, and like even watching it again, I'm like, well, he's not gonna. It's over now. He missed, like even when you see it the second time. So that's like the moment. Although I think the ongoing kind of moment that I really liked was watching Ant-Man and KD just go at it and just have that series. And obviously, I mean, we have a winner, you know what I mean? But and that one particular moment where it's just like right in KD's face, and just trash talking, and he's walking back just smiling because he knows, like, he's like that whole passing the torch moment, that elongated moment we saw between those teams and between those two players. I enjoyed that a lot too. But okay, I'm cheating because I'm going to say a third one. This is one that's going to, I think it was like a big deal at the time. It's not really, I don't think it's going to be super remembered as the playoffs go on. But the game, the Mavs Clippers game, where the Mavericks came back from like 30 points down, and just watching Kyrie just like take over a game was so fun to see. It was amazing. I don't know. I don't get to see the Mavericks play all that often, so hearing about Kyrie is like, yeah, obviously he's good. But when you get to see him do some of that stuff, like that play where he goes up, there's 3 guys on him, and he somehow like shoots it from beside himself. Like, it's insane. It's wild. I get now why everybody in the league is like, this guy's one of the best, but then also watching James Harden just be like, okay, all right, I guess now I have to do the same thing. And it was like just a battle of these two giants, and it was really fun to watch that game.
Yeah, I made a joke that like the two most beloved players are lighting up that series,
Yes,
which is
yes.
so fun to me because I'm like everyone is like I hate these guys and they're both like just absolutely killing it.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, well, sorry, I'm gonna jump on the or just comment on the Dante DiVincenzo broken play. A play like that to me, like the best like sports equivalent is like a fumble in football, where it's just like it's so much fun chaos.
Mhm.
And when a play like that ends in a big three or like a really impactful bucket, it's just it's so euphoric and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't believe nobody picked this because this is the moment. Mike Conley tripping into Chris Finch's knee.
That was sad though.
I know, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Chris Finch. Sorry, had to say that just because I thought it would be funny. Now I feel bad.
Finchy.
Yeah, my bad. I hope you're okay.
Get surgery.
I'm celebrating an injury. See you later.
I'm awful. Thought it was funny. Shit. So sorry. I actually feel bad.
I'm shit.
I'm thinking now. I'm actually
Getting
laughing at the
canceled.
bastard. So now
Canceling myself. Shit.
I am the Grinch. So, but no, I really outdid myself. Sorry.
Anyways, moving on. No. You don't get to say your real one now.
Okay. Yeah. My real one is I can't believe we're just only focusing on this series, but I thought the Maxi logo 3 was insane.
True.
And
Yeah.
It annoyed me though.
Oh yeah. Are you? Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, you know what? I feel like I know where you're going with this, and I'm gonna preempt you, and I'm gonna say, I don't like the Sixers, but in no world can I root for the Knicks.
Really?
And I get it. The Knicks are sexy.
What?
People
What
love
have you
them.
got against the Knicks? What's going on here?
Here's what I got against the Knicks. You ready for a mini rant?
I love it.
If you're a glamour market, I cannot support you. I can't support
Okay.
Man U. I can't support the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks. And I get the Knicks are suffering like Leafs style franchise. So it's like I don't hate the Knicks as much as the Lakers or the Celtics. But I'm still like, it's still New York. I can't root for the Yankees or the Mets. You know what I'm saying? So that's my sports sort of like
It makes sense.
OCD coming out there. And yeah, I should also say that I'm not like, yay, Sixers. Like I'm sort of just won a 7-game series. But for me,
Interesting,
there's no, I guess I'm just like, there's no replacement Raptors. Like I'm just the Raptors.
You don't like hop on a bandwagon once the Raptors are out.
I kind of just want every game to go like every series to go 7 games is basically my goal. Or I want some team that's like never won. Like the Pacers or something.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like I know exactly what you're saying. I feel it.
I
think
should
it
say
makes a ton
love
of
all
sense.
the Knicks players.
Well, this is the thing I was about to say is like, how do you feel about like following a player, like following somebody like OG,
Yes,
I
love
or
OG.
you know
I want
Pascal,
success.
like we were talking about earlier, like are our guys like that's one of the reasons why I absolutely am cheering for the Knicks, and also simultaneously it's the reason why I don't hate the Sixers because of Kyle Lowry and watching everyone hate Kyle Lowry so much, the way he's playing. I love that because I'm like, you guys never had him on your team. That's why you hate him. Like I love him. I love watching him frustrate other teams like that. It's great.
Yeah. That part's fun, but I just like couldn't. I feel like what you feel about the Knicks, like I could never support the Philadelphia 76ers. Like I can't do it. I don't like, and I'm probably gonna get canceled here, but I don't like Embiid as a player, so that's a big one.
I don't think that's that controversial. I think
Yeah,
tons of people
I don't know.
hate
There's a
that guy.
side that I feel like anybody who cancels me is just going to be from Philadelphia. But
Yes, yeah.
and like I don't know, there's just so many former Raptor people around. Kyle Lowry's included in this, but like I'm like, why are you trying to be us? Like,
I like it.
but I don't know. I just like, and like every year, I'm just like, you never perform.
Or Freddys, or you get Freddie's second favorite playoff moment, the Embiid off the glass massive dunk, break your knee. You love
I
that
just like
moment.
the injuries. Oh
You
God,
love
I'm horrible.
it.
I will say, as like a, Raptors fan perspective again, the Sixers are our real, like, actual rival.
Rivals.
Like
Yes,
they're the
agreed.
team we played the
Yes.
most in the playoffs.
Yep.
There's like Embiid is like the airplane. Like obviously go back to Iverson. They're the team that we've actually
The Kawhi shot, like
for
Mhm,
sure,
yep.
for sure.
now Nick
and
Nurse is there, so that's like another layer of like weird beef.
Yeah,
Agreed. And it's nice that it's nice as a team like the Raptors, because like we're obviously expansion 90s, that we don't have the deep history that some other, like really deep history back to like, Lakers Celtics type stuff. To have a team that has it in for us too a bit. Because like think about it from the other perspective. Like we could pick a couple other teams also that we like have a rivalry. We could say the Cavs, we could say, I don't know. There was a time where we probably could have said the Nets, right? The Nets could have been a choice. I love that the Sixers kind of hate us too. That's good. I like that.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
yeah. We had
that was
that moment.
probably when you look back at Embiid now and that he's kind of on the decline. It's like that was his best chance.
Oh, absolutely. We robbed it from him.
Rushed it.
I also love our Toronto's own sleeper agent Brian Colangelo getting in there, just mucking up the process. Absolutely love it. That was a good moment. Just sticking on this though, I think both Jamal Murray game winners have to be acknowledged in this.
I had that on my list as well. Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis falling into a crowd of people that just beat him. It's like, that's nuts.
It is wild. Yeah.
Like when you think about if you're a Nuggets fan, that's like a big forever moment to you. Where you'll have this image of like Jamal Murray hitting a game winner and then Anthony Davis tripping like over your success. It's good stuff. Okay, let's move on here. I'll start with you again, Chelsea. What player or team has altered their trajectory or reputation the most in the playoffs?
I think I'm gonna. There's two ways I could go about this. I have two answers. I mean, Andy had three before, so I'm gonna.
I cheated big time. So
the first one, yeah. The first one I'm gonna take is the Sixers because like there's always kind of been hopes for them.
Trust the process though, but
like and Embiid, they're always like, oh, like MVP caliber. Meanwhile, it's just a flop merchant, but whatever. Sorry, I'm like such a hater.
I'm loving this.
Major hater.
Imagine if you were a Sixers fan and you're like, I'll give this pod a chance. You're like, I'm gonna kill these guys.
Franchise player. Yeah. Don't get me. I really like Tyrese Maxey as a player, so I'm gonna give him his flowers. Great player.
I'm a big Paul Reed fan, but
yeah. So anyway, but I just think that like the Sixers have always been like, this is the year, and then it's just like never the year. Yeah. And I'm like, even if they do miraculously win this series, there's absolutely no way that Joel Embiid's knee is gonna make it to the end. Like, and then you also have like the Celtics, you have all of these other teams in the East that are like coming for you. Like, no. So I feel like I feel like we're just on the low of this like weird Sixers like high that never got anywhere. So they're changing their trajectory. They're gonna be washed soon. Hater.
I love it.
Moment. And then the other one I think is like the Thunder, because I think everyone was just kind of like, oh, they're too young to be that good yet.
Yep, I was one of those people.
Yeah, they're like, oh, like they need a couple more years experience. This will be good for them to get some playoff experience. Yada yada, all that stuff. I was about to swear. But yeah.
Remember when we said shit 1,000 times earlier? You can swear. It's okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was last.
I made fun of someone's patella, so.
But yeah, and then they come in, they absolutely like they sweep the Pelicans. SGA is like on that new dad moment. Like Freddie is as well. So I got that.
Shout out SGA. We're the same. No worries.
We're the same. Yeah. And also his son's hearing the story of his son's name, I was like, that is so cute. And also just love that. I'm sure the fans are going nuts.
What is his son's name? I didn't hear it.
His son's name is Aries. and Ares in Greek mythology is the son of Zeus, and Zeus is the god of thunder. So
Mhm.
then Oklahoma City Thunder, it's perfect. It's
He's also the
perfect.
god of war.
Yeah,
So
but
cool.
yeah.
He's gonna grow up to be Secretary of Defense.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's
So
messed up.
that's literally like a raptor naming their kid like Jurassic or something random like that. But
That would
that
be
was a bad
Grant.
example, but top of my head. But I just like think that they have Chet, they have like Lou Dort was killing it. They just like the vibes on that team are immaculate. And I think that everybody was like, it's too soon. And they're like, no, it's not. So I just like the trajectory that they're on. So
And yeah, I got to put my hand up as someone who, I mean, I didn't necessarily I wasn't convinced they were going to lose, but I was definitely someone who, like, if they were matched up against the Lakers or the Suns, I sort of thought there was a chance. Like earlier in the year, I was a little bit like, maybe they're last year's Kings. But then as it got closer to the playoffs, I was like, yeah, but last year's Kings didn't have like an MVP.
yeah.
I do think they beat a Zionless Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that, but also they did it in such convincing fashion that I think, that narrative is put to bed. So I'll put my hand up and be like, I was one of the people who was wrong about that. Also, just got to say, I love a good weird nickname, and the Dorture Chamber.
That's very good.
That's nuts.
Good.
That's stuck. Like any name that's sort of like really weird and dumb, and people are like,
Dortuary.
No. Yeah, like the just like Dorture. Like someone
nuts.
Someone cooking up. No. What about instead of torture, we do Dorture, and everyone else being like, "You got it." Yeah.
Say it on TV. Say it on TV.
Yeah, and then exactly, and then everyone's like, "No, this isn't even funny. It's true." Holy shit. Torture Chamber, Thunder, great answers. Andy, do you got a team or a player, negative or positive, sort of like their trajectory?
Altering their trajectory. Okay, so I think there's actually been a lot of, instead of changing their trajectory, just emphasizing and like solidifying the trajectory a lot of teams and players were already on. Like they're really like, I am here, I am this, I am good. You know what I mean? That's happening, I think, a lot around the league. Anthony Edwards stands out to me as doing that. Jalen Brunson is doing that.
Yes.
I think the Celtics are kind of a weird one where it's like, obviously this is the best team in the league, and they crushed the Heat except for that one game, which is like, look out, right?
Yeah.
Everyone for a second was like, are they gonna lose?
Oh, will they never miss again? Yeah.
No. So in a way, the Celtics getting beat like that and then being like, no, we're still the team, we're still the best. That's kind of a small version of this. I'm trying to really think of players that really kind of stood out as like altering like what it is. And I thought of these guys, like I thought of like, okay, what about KD, like, going out 4-0. But no, that's him, man. Like going to a super team and then like being a problem. You know what I mean? Like that's him just doing the same thing. So no, it's not that. Then I thought, like, I don't know, LeBron a little bit. The whole like, I know, right? I'm a big time like, okay, everyone convinced me and they're right. LeBron GOAT, but like him going like, it's just basketball. It's just basketball. Like I'm like, I watched that press conference he did. I'm just like, man, can you imagine Michael Jordan being like, it's just basketball, I don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. It's just basketball at the end of the day. You know, like that even just having that feeling, because like I know like that quote is a little bit like you can take, it's very easy to take that out of context and think and like add more to it than actually he like intended. But I don't know. I didn't love it, and I think that's a guy who knows his team's going to lose and doesn't have a chance, even though he played well. This is the thing. Like I actually think like the Lakers did everything they could, man. Like LeBron and AD, like they showed up, and they just are not even close to being enough. So I don't know. This is a tough question for me. Yeah, and it's exactly right. And obviously Nikola Jokic. So yeah, I don't know as far as like changing I had a hard time with this because I think there's a lot of you know what, we're still early enough that look at that Clippers Mavericks series, you could see something happening there where like Luka to me looked like not regular Luka for a couple of those games, and there's some other stuff. The Bucks maybe where like I mean I know that it's hard to say that about them. They don't have Giannis. They didn't have Dame the other day. Like so it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. This I think there's a lot of like answers sort of with reputation. It's weird. Like, what do you already think of the player or the person? So like, what do they have to do to like change that idea?
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, there's a couple people who are sort of like have performed really well and kind of like reminded people how good they are. I think Chris Middleton has been
Yes,
injured
definitely.
for like 2 years in a row, and people forgot about he was kind of sort of like quiet KD when um, when the Bucks won the championship. Like obviously he's not KD in any capacity, but he was sort of like this just absolute assassin during that time. And it's a multi-time All-Star, and I think people sort of wrote him off. And the fact that he's that maintained that competitive like just like that he's like a special player.
I've never seen
Yeah,
him take over a game like he did
right.
that last game. That was
Mhm.
insane. Watching him become the star player was like I always see him as like a third guy. Like it's like Giannis, it's Drew Holiday, and then it's him, right? Like that's in my mind. That's
For
just how
sure.
it always is. And watching him absolutely dominate that game was very impressive, and it was fun to see.
Yeah. And I was going to say, Pascal Siakam. I mean, again, not really for Raptors fans, I don't think, but being in a new situation, being that impressive, I
Mhm.
think to see him in a really competitive playoff series again, being like doing meaningful damage, I think is a good reminder that like he is worth like a just a max, right? And like a
Mhm.
ton of money, and like he is that guy. I think a team for me that similar to the Thunder. I think the Magic. I know it's 3-2 Cavs, but I think the Magic have shown up in a way where it's like, man, this team is good, and like
Mhm.
to call a number one overall player like underrated feels weird, but Paolo is like so good. And
Mhm.
every time I watch him, I'm like, this guy's like so he just like has a flow and maturity where I'm like, man, this guy is gonna be like a dominant force in the league for such a long time, and seems to be doing stuff with such ease. And yeah, I mean, I think the Cavs will sort of like wrap that up, but
Everyone keeps
Paolo,
forgetting about that series, though. Like
I know,
everyone's
which
like,
is so
"Oh yeah,
funny, and it's been pretty good. Like,
yeah."
I
Like,
mean, Game 5 is awesome. Like,
yeah, that's wild.
Okay, before we move on from the playoffs, last episode we kind of talked about what we were most excited about,
mhm.
and I will say that I have not watched a minute of Cavaliers Magic, and even though I think we kept talking about how underrated that series was going to be, and were we wrong? Like, have you guys watched any of it? Can you tell me?
No, I have
I
not
I
watched it.
listen. I've watched some because I'm a nut,
Yeah.
and Game 5 was incredible.
Okay.
Uh,
Good. Okay.
Franz Wagner's been good. Suggs has had some big moments. Mobley is another sort of. I mean, I don't know if he's done enough to like change his narrative, but Mobley's been awesome. Like he's had some really big moments, and yeah, it's been a pretty solid series. I think that if it happens and it's Boston Cleveland, I think people will be surprised with how competitive that series is.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to take Boston, but I think that series is going to be billed as like a Boston beatdown, and I think it's
Hmm.
not going to be like that. Like I think it will be a very competitive series. Yeah, so
I
Am
have a
I
question.
allowed to
Oh, go
like
ahead. Go ahead,
spin?
Kate. Go
Oh,
ahead,
am I
Jeffrey.
allowed to like spin it and be like and ask a question? Because I want to know who you
Yeah.
guys
do
think
it.
are gonna like win it all.
Man,
This is
I'm
related.
torn,
This is
but
actually kind of related to my question. So let me piggyback onto that before you answer, Freddie. Can anyone beat the Celtics?
Yeah, that was
yes.
I'm going
Right?
Celtics.
Yeah.
Uh
I think in the
Celtics
West
is a
there's
good pick.
someone, but in the East it's a cakewalk,
Yeah.
right? Like they're just going to the
Yeah.
finals.
For me, it's not a cakewalk, but I mean, as fun as the Knicks are, no, they cannot beat the Celtics.
No, they can't beat the Celtics.
The Cavs are good. They can't beat the Celtics.
Pacers
I
can't
mean,
beat the Celtics.
Pacers
but-
absolutely not. And to me, though, I think that there might be a quiet dynasty brewing, and I don't think that anyone can beat Jokic. I think that
yes.
he himself
That's going to be
Yes.
perhaps
tough
is unbeatable as a force.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Chelsea, who's going to win it all? I think the Nuggets, and I know
Me
that's
too.
like the easy pick, but like just watching, he doesn't need. I mean, Jamal Murray's insane, and Jokic still like kind of doesn't need him around. You know, it's like it's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So-
this is like a hot take, but I think that like the T-Wolves had this like just beautiful, amazing series against the Suns. And I think Jokic is going to murder Gobert and Towns in such a disgraceful fashion that as good as Ant-Man may be, like in that series, and sorry, like he will be good. But I think that Jokic is just going to be like, I'm so sorry, but Gobert is going to be embarrassed at this moment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't see it like T-Wolves.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to think, and especially like thinking about Boston too. Like, who do they have? Like, is Al Horford gonna beat Jokic? Like, no. like I don't know. It's hard, and I feel
Sam
like
Hauser.
Sam Hauser, yeah.
Look out.
And like part of me, like I'm gonna be happy if Denver wins again, but like, and they're obviously building this great dynasty, but it kind of is like oh, like you. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get called out for being like a Boston Celtics fan by the Toronto fans who absolutely hate Boston sports. But I don't know. I have a soft spot for the city of Boston.
How dare you? How
I know. It's my
like the
entire
Knicks and the
family is from there.
Celtics!
Whoa.
Like a whole like half of my family's from there, so I go there all the time. It's a beautiful
okay.
city.
Family
It's a
ties
beautiful
is
city, you know.
different. Family
I heard the
ties is
transit's
okay.
good.
Different. All of my family
Yeah.
members are so pumped that the Celtics are good right now.
Oh yeah,
The whole
sure.
thing.
I guess it only happens every like 8 years. So I guess they need something to cheer for. They haven't won a championship in 4 or 5 years. Better get them one.
Yeah. So like I know that if I'm like I hate the Boston Celtics, my entire family's gonna be like, you're disowned. But
No,
and it's also,
family's
like,
important.
family's important. Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be a great series. I do hope it ends up being Celtics Nuggets because that's like
Yes.
Yeah,
got-
it will be right.
yeah,
Like it
that's
will
a
be.
good basketball.
Yes, I think that would be a gigantic series, and
Here-
the NBA would be very happy about it.
Oh yeah.
Here's another question: Who has the better chance of taking down the Nuggets, the Thunder or the Timberwolves?
Timberwolves.
Yeah,
I think so too, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like
Is like
to-
Chet gonna go up against Nicola and do anything? Like
just to counter myself,
he's going to learn a lot. He's going to learn. You know what I mean? It's going to be very good for him. It's going to be very
I
good.
do
experience
think
for him.
Ant-Man is that good, but I mean, I can't see it because like Aaron Gordon is going to be a decent Ant-Man matchup. So I mean, yeah, I don't think it's
it's rough.
And then
Like,
who guards Murray? Like
yeah.
not good.
And apologies to Clippers and/or Mavericks fans, but they're not. We don't know who they are, who's there yet. So that's
yeah.
why I
Oh,
didn't
sorry.
say it.
What's going to happen? James Harden's going to prove everyone wrong, dominate
Yeah.
the rest of the
I don't
way,
know.
and
Yeah.
Who knows?
yeah.
Yeah. I think Mavericks win that series, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah,
Clippers
Yeah,
win.
okay.
Norm Powell, Finals MVP. Go ahead.
let's go. It's fun to cheer for Norm. I do like that. Yeah.
That would be sick, though, right?
Norm Powell, Finals MVP.
Everyone's like, did Freddie just?
I'll
smoke
eat
and
my
fucking joint?"
hat.
Wait, was there another take before we move on?
No, I just asked you. Chelsea and I asked the question sort of together,
Yeah.
Oh,
and we all
well,
answered it. It was great.
okay. I was like,
Friendship
do
Twitter.
I eat my hat? What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, only if Norm wins.
Yeah, if Nor okay, I will eat my own hat, even though I made the joke. Okay, let's talk a little bit of Raptors. I think it's good we started with NBA because it's playoffs.
Mhm.
Andy, let me start
Yes.
with you for this one. And let me throw a little caveat in here with the like sort of the assumed re-signing of Quickly.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that out because he's a restricted. I
Mhm.
just don't see any world in which the Raptors don't match
Yeah.
No,
Like, there's
that
just
would be
it's not a thing.
Terrible.
It would be insane.
Does anyone
Wild.
try even? You know what I mean? Like, does anyone like make
they
the offer?
try,
Like,
but they don't succeed.
Yeah,
Right.
and like that barely happens anymore because you are tanking your own off season. If you go after a
I
restricted
agree. I
free
don't
agent,
think they do.
that's
it.
3 full days where that money's locked up. So
Yeah.
you lose out on everything. Like if you were like, let's say Detroit, and you're like, we're throwing whatever at quickly, you have 3 days of just losing free agents for the other team to just match. So it's like,
And there's so many good free agents this summer. So like, why
Yeah.
would you put all your eggs in a restricted one?
yeah, it would be absolute. Yeah, it would be like just nuts for it to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, with that said, Andy, what is the single biggest need for the Raptors this offseason, whether that's a signing, whatever it is, draft?
Okay, this is interesting. The biggest. It's tough to do this with a team where the Raptors are at, where like there are so many like holes to fill,
So many
and
needs.
nothing, and yet nothing is like crazy urgent. You know, we are in a rebuilding phase. We've got some guys that we're building around. Obviously Scotty we're building around, and so there's one thing doesn't exactly stand up super higher than the rest. So I'll go with a little bit more of a like concept as opposed to a specific like piece or
Love it.
or,
Give me a concept,
role leadership, right? I think that you got to find that the key thing around these younger teams when we're building them.
Charles
and when we're
Oakley,
watching-
let's go.
Get him back, baby. The garbage man.
Oh,
Big Oak.
But like, when you say leadership, do you think that they're not going to re-sign Garrett Temple?
I heard Garrett Temple.
We both laughed,
Garrett-
and I cackled. That was weird.
I heard Garrett Temple on the radio the other day.
He rocks.
I turned it on. I turned it on
rocks.
later.
He's so cool.
He's very nice. But it was after like they'd already they weren't saying who it was at this point, and I didn't hear the beginning. So
Okay.
it was just like whoever on Sportsnet, like JD Bunkus or something, talking to a guy who was talking about the team in such a way that I was like, who is this? He has kids, and he's going to like candle making class with Kelly Olynyk, and I'm like, who is this
Check it out.
guy? And then it was Garrett Temple.
I don't know
I was
if you
like,
mean
of course.
on-court leadership or off-court leadership, but when I think,
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
no, when I was just thinking, like, when you think about someone who's like taking the young guys under their wing, like that's Garrett Temple, but like I do know that like on-court leadership, that's not the same thing. So
Yes, yeah, I definitely do mean more on court because
Let me just
that
say
off court
this
stuff
real
is
quick.
like going to a candle making class is great, I guess, but like that's not what I'm talking about.
It's
you know?
actually
Okay.
very important.
It's very fun.
I just want to
I
say
wanna
this
do
about
it.
Garrett Temple. One of my favorite, like not talked about storylines this year, is as soon as we signed Garrett Temple, the first thing he did when he was in Toronto was he went and he spoke at like a pro union rally.
yeah,
And
That's
I thought it was so fucking great.
That is really great.
Yeah, because
he's
he's
a
like,
good guy. Like he's so
awesome.
good.
Yeah.
Like just so purely good, and his kids are so cute. And I'm like, yeah.
He really he's like I was so into figuring out who it was because of
Yeah.
like the conversation I having was great. So I do mean on
Bartholomew
court. I do
Middleton,
mean like
nothing.
in the game. I mean
Mhm.
like leadership through doing the things on court. And I don't necessarily mean like experience. I'm not saying go sign a veteran player to teach these guys what it's like to be a winner or whatever. I think it's like coming from within and drafting. Ideally drafting some players who have this sort of innate leadership ability in them. But obviously looking to our guys that we're building around, our Scotties, our IQs, our RJs to provide that. And I think as opposed to going out and finding this elsewhere, cultivating it from within is like, that's what teams have. That's what winning teams have. They have those core players that are the leaders. And like, the Raptors are in a place now where I'm not impatient with this at all, by the way. Like, I'm not like, Scotty better have this next year. He's nothing. No. I think Scotty's getting it. I really do. I think you can see him on the court. He knows what the game needs, what the team needs when he's out there. And that's why I love him as a player so much. So I think seeing that continue and looking for that if we are going to get other players, looking for that sort of thing, because I think that's the thing that a developing team, it's very easy to not have it. And I don't mean to make this about another Toronto team, but look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are lacking it severely, and it shows off in the last like 8 years of we had all three of our Toronto teams had this great young core that we were all like, okay, here we go, right? And the Raptors kind of experienced it first because the time was a little bit off, so we got to see it happen with the Raptors, and then adding Kawhi worked. Leafs doing it is not working. Jays are in trouble as well. So like having that leadership, though, we had Kyle with the leadership, and we kind of like just.
Do you know who is carrying Toronto sports right now?
Who's carrying Toronto sports right now?
Yeah, the PWHL team.
Oh, yes.
First in the league, went on an 11-game winning streak, clinched the playoffs. Like, we love it. Literally single-handedly carrying Toronto sports right now.
Yeah, and honestly, like getting more coverage, but still not enough. I mean, It is playoffs. It is Leafs. I get it. They're going to dominate the new cycle, but like I still think not enough.
But all their games are sold out.
Yes, getting the support from the fans for sure. So yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. Look for that. Look to grow that and put players in position who are going to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Leadership. Shout out to PWHL. But I'm not.
Way to sum that up, Freddie. Really good. Honestly, you really summed it up.
Okay, it came across
leadership.
Mocking.
Shout outs PWHL.
And Patella's hurt. Chelsea
busted knees. You're just thinking of injuries. You're just running injuries in your head, being like, "That was a good one."
No good. Ong back. Don't watch it. Okay.
The one where the kickboxer tried to kick the guy in the shin and broke his leg and then tried to stand on
no,
it.
No, I remember that. Yay. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Ouch. Cringe. Chelsea, what's the Raptors like? Yeah, what's the number one need?
A bench.
Yep.
Because it was rough. And I mean, there's so many things about this past season that aren't in anybody's control for the most part. Are we supposed to...
Oche. He's staying in my basement. But don't listen to this.
Oh, yeah. So
weak joke, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to carry a lot with that one. We had to first buy into the fact that he was living in your basement for some reason.
Suspend disbelief a little for, but yeah. But yeah, it was how were we supposed to predict that one of our most promising guys was going to end up getting banned from the league?
We haven't even talked about that. That's nuts. The ban is it's wild. Yeah.
Well, part of the ban is we can't talk about it. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Carry on.
So how are we supposed to predict that? One. Then it's all the injuries happen. These guys are being asked to do things that they wouldn't be able to do. The system is not working the way it's supposed to. So you had the benefit of these guys getting a lot of great experience, but then at the same time, still at the end of the day, you're who would you want to carry on in the bench next year? And it's okay, Grady, maybe Ochai, and then who else? So I'm we need
Jordan
to.
Wara?
Yeah, I guess.
God damn.
But then that's what, 3 people? Rest of the bench needs to be filled. I think that they're probably going to address that in the draft, but still, it's hard to think about any of the bench people from this season. I don't know. But
Chelsea, it sounds like you're saying a popular thing that actually when Freddie was away, Brendo and I we would say this a lot. Someone must play for the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, someone has to.
So it sounds like that's your biggest thing is someone must play for the Toronto Raptors.
Someone has to come here. Yeah. And I just think that and again, it's nobody's fault, but a lot of the things that happened just were bad.
Yeah, it was a bad year.
Yes,
Bruce Brown didn't pan out the way you wanted him to. You had all these factors, these injuries, these whatevers. Yeah, it's does Gary Trent Jr. stay or go? There's so much up in the air that I'm so curious about what they're going to do with the back half of the bench. Because when you think about it, you have your starting 5 pretty much locked in at this point. And that's a promising start. Like, I am very much here for our promising starting five of the future. Very in on Emmanuel quickly, very in on RJ Barrett, obviously very in on Scotty Barnes. You need someone to fill that like 2 spot, I guess. And then, then there's Pirtle. Yeah. So then it's like, okay, cool. Now figure out the rest.
Yeah, I think that's a really good take, because like it seems like Grady's a guy, Kelly's gonna be here, but you're right, like that's not enough. You're gonna need more, and you're gonna need like if you draft, if you expect rookies to really bring it for your team, that's tough. And I don't know if this is sort of like a similar but different take. I think that with some cap space, this is an opportunity for the Raptors potentially, Masai, to clear the very, very extremely low bar of the best free agent signing of all time. So the Raptors unrestricted free agents, it is absolutely dreadful. If you look through the Raptors history, I mean, we're talking like, money wise, it's like Turk, and potentially, and this is like kills me to say, potentially the best unrestricted free agent the Raptors have ever signed is Dennis Schroeder.
No.
Yes. Think about it. Because it's bad. Trust me. If you look at unrestricted free agent signings, it is just a graveyard of bad players. Now,
I've been racking my brain for the past 60 seconds trying to figure out, and every time I'm like, nope, traded, nope.
Damari Carroll. Actually, you're really probably going to go to the Colangelo era because it's probably like Jose Calderon, Anthony Parker, someone like that.
Fred was a free agent, wasn't he?
But he was like an undrafted.
Counts.
You know what? That does count. But I mean like a name.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like whether it's like a JV or a Malik Monk or
so I'm just looking at
whomever, not Tobias Harris, but like Lonzo Ball, like whoever the hell it is, like they need to sign someone that is exciting, and I think also to Chelsea's point, can contribute to this team. Even if it's like a bench guy, right? Even if it's a D'Angelo Russell, like whoever it is, if they could sign someone that is like a legit positive person for this moment in time, I think that's the win I want.
You know who would be a perfect free agent signing for this team?
Who? Pascal?
OG Anunoby.
OG, yeah. OG or Pascal would be wonderful on this team. Bring my sons home.
Okay, you talked about the free agent signings. Okay, there's a little list here on one of those list websites about the best free agent signings in Toronto. Now they have FEV as number 1. Whatever, but you're right. That counts.
Fair.
Whatever.
You know what? Yeah,
it's
fair. He was a free agent. He signed. Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. I know what you guys are
bet on
about,
yourself, except not
right.
on.
They got Jose Calderon is next, right?
Okay.
Sure. Okay. Number 3, like the drop off is insane. The drop off is like just off of a cliff. Number 3, and I like this player. I love this player. It's Anthony Parker is number 3. All time.
I said Jose Anthony Parker was great, but it's
number 4. Bismack Biyombo. Number 5, Chris Boucher. We're talking, it's not great.
Yeah, it's bleak.
Number 6 is Jamario Moon. Okay, come on.
Wow.
I love Jamario, but
big rebound he did once.
We got it once, I love it.
I love that list is like.
I do have the clip of him doing something.
If you YouTube Jamario Moon rebound, you thank me later. It's wild.
Okay.
That list is like one of the best players that the franchise has ever seen that we like developed. Then number 2, then the second greatest Parker sibling. And then
and also a very distant second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like Anthony Parker, no offense, you had a great career. Also, shout out Candace, who just retired.
Candace Parker. I'm still sad. I'm still emotional about that. But yeah, shout out Candace Parker.
Big deal. I'm glad I got to see her play a bunch. But I think okay. Let's do this last question here.
Quickly gonna say I did watch the rebound and it is quite impressive.
Trust me.
It's like his arm grows like an extra 3 feet long and gets this ball. It's insane.
You think it's from the film The Sixth Man. That's how good it is.
Except that then you're like, why is the play-by-play in like German or something? You're like, that's
It's weird. Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Anyways, didn't mean to derail you. Carry on.
No. Check the rebound, everybody at home. If you're driving, go as fast as you can. Nope, don't pull over. Don't pull over.
Gun it.
Gun
don't
it.
stop until you
like
see the
Fast
rebound.
And Furious style, like look the other way. Watch the clip. Okay. The Raptors look like they're bringing back the purple, which I'm a fan of. I hope, right? What else, Chelsea, should they bring back?
What else should they bring back? I mean, yeah, other than the drip of the 90s, 6'9" forwards.
Vision 6'9"? We're bringing back Vision 6'9".
No, I like say that as half a joke because it's like everyone like clowned Vision 6'9" for the entire time.
I loved it.
Yeah, but then you like kind of look at the roster and you're like, what could the Raptors really use right now? OG Anunoby.
Turns out a versatile 6'9" player is incredibly rare and very important.
Bring back defense.
Yeah.
To this team. They could also be bringing back defense. Also bring back affordable ticket prices.
Yes, I love that answer.
That's a huge answer.
There should be a law, like if you have a heinous year, you're not allowed to raise the prices of your.
And then someone even like asked Masai. They were like, "So what's up about the ticket prices?" And he was like, "It's just business." And I was like, "Okay."
And it's like we know that, but
also what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Masai, what about the housing crisis? That's just business.
Yeah. That's just business.
Okay.
It's not his fault.
That's not on him.
Masai, this housing crisis has been going on for this housing crisis has been going on for 40 plus years. Runaway capitalism. What do you think about that? Is it your fault?
Hey, Masai, what do you think about Loblaws over
I was
charging
just
people
going to say that.
Just business.
Masai, I know you're not shopping at Loblaws, but do you agree with stealing from it?
Masai, have you ever put in one avocado, but you actually have two avocados?
Nice.
That's how you do it.
That's a good one.
Trick.
Put the bag in as one.
Yeah.
Buy those bags.
You put in zero bags, then after you're like, oh no, I need a bag. And then you just use
good stuff.
I've never paid for one of those bags. Guess what?
Yeah.
Come get me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's so many hacks to living in Toronto that you
That's just good stuff.
Where they'll save us 60 cents.
Yeah, exactly.
Personally,
so we can afford Raptors tickets eventually.
I respect Loblaws and what they do, so I won't participate in this.
Wow.
Riff. Just kidding. Andy, what should they bring back?
What should they bring back? Walt Williams' socks. That's what I wrote. Walt Williams, the tall socks, the knee highs. There's no player that does that anymore, right? Like, let's go. Let's bring it back as a team thing that we all.
Scotty's socks aren't high enough for you?
Higher.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, let's not bring back. You know what I don't like about the old jerseys? I gotta say, is the weird pinstripes. I've never liked the zigzaggy pinstripe.
I like the Vince Carter all purples.
Yeah, the Vince Carter all purples. Yeah.
I saw a picture of those the other day, and I remember liking them too. And then I saw them, and I was like, maybe it's just like I'm reminded of the era where I'm like, and like, don't get me wrong, I like those Raptors teams. I was, right there for that. But like, I don't know. There's something that just didn't excite me, like, whereas I do get a little more excited by the old, like the Stoudemire, the Raptors.
The dinosaur. We gotta bring back the dinosaur.
But give me the dinosaur without the weird pinstripe. Just don't do the zigzag. I think it looks.
I honestly think they could like blend the two eras so well.
Agreed. Yes.
Like
if anyone's watching at home, a bug just flew into landed on the monitor and it scared the shit out of me. So just just rewind it.
I'm going to watch that. It's going in the clips.
Rewind it a couple seconds. I'm rattled. Okay, it's actually still right there. It is.
What kind of bug is
weird
it?
Bugs that are in my backyard.
Is it those stink bugs? Those big, kind of leaf-looking little black ones?
Oh man, this is probably gonna crawl on the camera because guess what? I ain't touching it. Holy shit!
The bug just wants to talk about the Raptors. How dare you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was scary.
I thought you were going to suggest that the Raptors should put a bug on the jersey. I was going to be like,
Where's it going with this bit? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just rattle to my core. That's where I'm. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm sorry. I
Bring
interrupted.
back bugs to the to the Toronto Raptors.
Yeah. Release the bugs.
Release them.
Freddie is truly rattled.
Yeah.
He can't even join in on a joke. He can't even join in on a joke at all. He's just looking at the bug.
Not a
the bug
bug
is
guy.
taking. The bug is taking over the show. The bug is taking over the show.
It's running my show. It's like dancing around. No good.
I love it.
Here's what I want to bring back. Does anyone remember when very briefly they had like a 3D Raptors writing on the end on the court, so it looked like the way they
I
did
think
the
I know what
paint
you're
job.
talking
There was
about.
this
Yeah.
3D writing, and everyone made fun of it. But then, as it settled in, everyone's like, actually, kind of cool. Then they took it away. So
And you're talking about like under the baskets, right?
yo, guys, this
that-
bug
that
might
one?
go on the camera, and holy,
I want him to really badly.
if it does, it's gonna look like it's like a dinosaur.
I love it.
Holy guacamole!
So wait,
Speaking
now
of
you
dinosaurs.
are Freddie. Stop looking at the bug for a second. Listen
It's
to me.
actually on the camera, like it's not on the lens. Holy shit! Sorry.
Okay. The 3D writing was
Play
under
by
the
play of the
baskets.
bugs movement. And the bugs rounding the corner.
Look, you're
It's not
okay.
gonna eat you.
My 4-year-old son is also like afraid of bugs right now. Like he
That's
gets really
valid.
rattled by bugs. Exactly.
That's four.
But we're really working with them to like, be cooler with bugs and like, don't worry, man. Like it's okay. They're not
Don't
gonna
send
hurt
him
you,
my
they're not
way.
gonna do anything. Yeah, this is how he is. But guess what? He has improved past what Freddie is doing right now in the last week or so.
There
So
you
Freddie,
go.
you are
Improvement.
drawing
It's not a
comparisons
way
to
you
a
want to live your
4-year-old.
life.
No, you don't want to.
No.
Okay. Okay, this is it. It's over.
It
The
flew
show's
off.
over.
Okay,
It
it's
flew
fine.
off.
Wow, what a great conclusion to this.
It's very
Okay,
good.
it's on the ground near my shoe. We're good.
If the Raptors ever need a new play-by-play person, I'm just gonna send them this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. They'd be like, hey, Raptors, if you need someone, this guy's a wimp. Loves injuries, easily rattled.
I can't wait till like tomorrow morning at like 9:00. I get up and Freddie is still giving me play-by-play of where the bug is.
Yeah, he's like, hey guys, the bug is now in the next
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
He has
The
moved
bug is
in.
drinking my orange juice. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
Just
moving
remember
out
the name
to
of the bug?
accommodate.
For the folks at home, it's a box elder beetle.
Oh, it's just one of those red ones?
Yeah.
Wait, how
Oh,
do you
those are
know?
so
Did you
little.
like take a picture of it and Google it?
No, I like me and Caitlin, like we have a bunch of them at our
Oh.
place.
Yeah, they're
And we're like,
you know
what
what?
are these things?
They're all
Okay,
over my
okay.
place too. They are really prevalent for some reason, and like, what's a bug scientist? Entomologist? Is that a bug
Yeah, I
scientist?
think so. That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
they don't know why this is, but wherever those bugs live, they live on the west side more often.
Oh, that's why you guys live in the West End.
So in
Boo.
Toronto, they live more prominently on the west end,
Did you
and they
say
don't
boo
know
or
why that
boodle?
is.
Boo, West End. Boo.
Boo.
I like
East
Listen,
End, West End, baby. Let's go.
Listen, Celtics
Okay,
fan.
Boston. I went straight to the Boston thing too.
And
Yeah,
four.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's gonna be someone in my neighborhood roasting a whole lamb in a couple of days, and you can't tell me that the West End is better than that. Like
Hey, listen, because we're
Greek
here,
Easter.
I found a lamb skull on my
Yeah.
porch the other day.
Nice.
I'll send our coyote to eat that roasted lamb.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Danforth during Greek Easter, East End all the time, best end.
It's very nice. It's a very good end.
Okay.
I love all ends.
This is okay, I love all ends. I love burnt ends, barbecue. Okay.
The end of the show. I would love
Yeah.
for it to happen. It'd be great.
Me too. Let's wrap it up. This was great. Chelsea, you're awesome. Andy, you're awesome. Raptors Republic people, subscribe, support, help everybody out. There's a lot of people working hard. It's a great website.
The bug's working really hard.
Yeah. If you see a box
Sign up
elder,
for Raptors Republic.
you're in the West.
Yeah.
Chelsea, you got a lot of fun stuff going on always. Let people know where they can find you, listen to you, read your writing, all the good stuff.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Raptors HQ, doing all the off-season stuff, the WNBA stuff. For WNBA, that's going to be starting literally like this weekend. I'm on Winsider, I'm on Swish Appeal, I'm on some other places as they come up, and then I'm on Twitter/Instagram at Chelsea Leite. Got in there early, got just my name as my username. And yeah, so I post stuff there that you can read. But yeah, we're going to go into a very exciting WNBA/Olympic season coming up. So we'll be covering that.
Hell yeah. Andy, you got any fun plugs?
Ooh, fun plugs.
Tell people about the trivia.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, so I host trivia at a place called the Smith House on College and McCall down here in Toronto. Listen, if enough of the Raptors fans came out, I would make it a sports trivia night easily. But I just don't know if I want to like scare away everyone who's not a sports fan right now. But like, if a bunch of sports people came, I would happily make it a sports trivia night. It'd be very fun. So yeah, come on down to that. It's the fourth Wednesday of every month. And Space Janitors coming out May 4th. Stay tuned for that. That's just in 2 days from when we're recording this. And also, you might see your boy in the season finale of it's not done shooting it yet, but when the final season of What We Do in the Shadows comes out, keep an eye out. You'll see me make a return to that show. So, yeah, that was neat. So look out for that. There you go.
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, everyone, thanks so much for listening and supporting. And if you're a box elder bug, like, don't ever do that again. I'm scared.